Hey, what's happening? Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay. Hey, by the way, here's a note. If you see this video and I'm saying happy Wednesday and it's actually Thursday, I've been trying to stay a little ahead. I've been trying to produce my videos about not 24 hours, about 18 hours ahead of time. They're still very current. You guys know I get up at 2 a.m. and I try to get the freshest stories as soon as they're coming out here. But I'm trying to produce the videos a little ahead of time, so I hope it doesn't bother anybody. All right, because I'm never sure if I'm gonna download this Wednesday or Thursday morning, or really early Thursday morning. When I put two videos out on the same day, inevitably the views get split. You know, I don't get twice as many views. I get half as many views on each video. Bo, the fifth column, he makes 4 videos in one day. He gets 180,000 views for each one. Me, I put out one, I get 60 views on each, but you know, that's, you got to pay the price when you're the little guy, and I'm willing to do that. Okay, let's get into this here. Today's video is about Russell Brand. Okay, you guys, I've talked about this before. I got a gut feeling that I trust. At 56 years old, I've really come to trust it. When I first saw Russell Brand, there was something about him I liked. You know, he gave off this individualistic, kind of a liberal feel to him. I liked his movies. I thought he was funny. And then he's got a YouTube channel, and this is kind of what it's about. He's all upset. His panties are in a bunch, man, because he's been censored, and YouTube is acting. He claims, Russell Brand claims, YouTube is acting just like other media, big media outlets, censoring people or whatever. He's all in tears because he got one freaking strike, and he freaking admits that he misrepresented something. He made a mistake and he got a strike. And it's all YouTube's fault. They're biased. They're censoring him. What a whining wuss bag. Okay, so the link's down below. You can watch it. It's not too long. It's probably about a little over a minute. It's on Twitter. The link will be right down below. And, you know, he's just inflamed because of this. And I'm going to get to, this is why I'm making the video, because the information that he put out that was wrong really is very personal to me. It's about Audrey. Yeah. Here's her obituary. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. So like I said, he's actually gone over to the dark side, to Rumble, because he feels that he could speak his mind. He could, I watched his YouTube channel, and that's when I started kind of, he appears like a liberal, but he pushes these new agey, I don't have a problem with new age, but he pushes this weird conspiracy theory rambling nonsense. I subscribed to his YouTube channel. I was like, great, this is going to be, I thought it was going to be great. He's a recovering addict. I like him. He looks like a liberal. I like his look. I like his humor. But it never clicked with me. Something was off about it. And now I get it. So anyway, he apparently, I got to be very careful, because what he's talking about, the misinformation he put out, was about vaccines. Let me say this. I believe 100% that vaccines work. I will get to that more in a second. I am pro-vaccination. I believe everybody should get vaccinated. Let me say that right up front. Okay, so he's got his panties all in a bunch because he got one strike. Now, strikes last for 6 months, and then they're totally erased. You need to get 3 of them within a 6-month period, and that's hard to do. You really got to be a basic screw-up to get 3 strikes in a 6-month period, and then more than likely your channel will get taken down. Okay, but that's not what happened to him. He got one little strike. He's got thousands of videos, and one of them, which he admits is false information, which can hurt people. The stuff he's saying is dangerous. It's misinformation, and he admit. But I think it was minor misinformation. Yeah, I don't do a good English accent, and I can't stand this guy now, and it gets more personal. All right, you guys have seen, I made videos here, like some of my best favorite videos, like the one where I go in by myself right after the election, a couple of weeks after the election in 2020, I see a Stop the Steal rally. I am just enough of this nonsense. I've had it with this nonsense. It was in my hometown. I stopped the car. I got out by myself. I walked into the middle of 100 Trump supporters. They started playing the national anthem, and I took a knee. Everybody started screaming at me, "Look at him! Get him!" I got surrounded by Trump supporters. Didn't budge. One guy was standing behind me who I couldn't see. He was giving me the finger behind my back. He had his finger like this far. I didn't realize until after I watched the video. Because every time I stood up or turned around, he put his finger down really quick. You know, usual Trump tough guy kind of stuff. You know, and I didn't even see him until I watched the video later. You know, what a wuss. What a tough guy. This is one of my favorite videos, and I went to monetize it, but guess why it wouldn't be monetized? Because the national anthem was playing in the background. Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. And that was a copyright infringement. And I couldn't monetize it. That sucked. Did I complain about it? No, because YouTube is a private business. I'm here at YouTube's pleasure, at YouTube's leisure. It's their business. It reminds me of my landlord here, right? I move in here. I agree to the rules to live here. It is his building. It's his mortar, his steel, his wood. It's his building. I pay him. I agreed. I signed a lease. Same thing with YouTube. You know, I don't get it when I see, and Russell Brand, oh my God, it's fascism and censorship and YouTube. He says YouTube is just like these other media outlets that are censoring people. Kind of like, because they're businesses, kind of like Fox censors all liberal stuff. CNN censors all Trump. They show more of one thing than another because they're branded. It's all about money. It is, and it's they're serving at the leisure of the board of directors. Their board, the people who make money. It's a business. So Russell Brand is just acting like, his rights are, it's a travesty. He's been censored and he's not going to stand for it. So he's going over to the dark side, over to Rumble. Yeah, Trump Jr.'s freaking lie fest, conspiracy theory festival over there, where you could basically say, as long as it's, Trump orientated, you can say anything you want. Oh no, that's Truth Social. And this is Rumble. It's kind of the same thing. You could basically say any kind of bull you want as long as it's conservative orientated. And they say this is free speech. It's free speech to them, not to everybody. It's just the same thing, just rebranded. And this is at least, I think a lot of people liberal that will just admit that there's biasness. There's biasness in it's business. It's not the country. It's not a public thing. It's a private business. I've had this happen. I had a ridiculous strike. The last one I just had. About 10 other channels have a clip of a movie, a very popular movie. I can't even say the name of it. And they had a promo clip, which all these other channels were showing, and I showed it too. And I don't know if I labeled it wrong or whatever, but I got a strike for hate speech. And, I look at that same moment and there's 9 or 10 other channels showing the exact same thing and labeling it the exact same way. It is what it is. When you sign on with YouTube, there's millions of videos getting downloaded every day. There's algorithms that check this, and sometimes you get screwed. Sometimes it's just like with Russell Brand, because he admits what he was saying was wrong. He admits it right in his Twitter. It was a little misinformation. What does that mean? It was bull. And YouTube called you on it and they took down the video. Stop crying. He sounds like his whole channel got taken down, and that's not the case. Okay, Russell Brand, let me talk to you here, because he pushes this nonsense. Here's my vaccination card. And plus I've been revaccinated like twice. I got all this here. Okay, so I got vaccinated. I've never got COVID. Never got COVID since it came out. I've never got COVID, never got the flu. I've been healthy. Knock on wood. Okay? My girlfriend, Audrey, she believed this stuff. She believed this nonsense. She fed into this. Her family are conservative Trumpers, and her brother-in-law in particular is this conspiracy-minded person. And I've never said this before because I like to have respect for her and her family, and I've never brought up her brother-in-law, which deep down I kind of blame him a bit. And I saw texts between her and him talking about the pandemic and the China virus and all this other nonsense. And yeah, and on so I saw her the last time in the beginning of July. She moved down to Jacksonville. I was going to move down there too. I was hoping to marry her. About a week after she got there, she got sick. She got COVID. She was just as healthy as me. She beat me on the treadmill. We'd go to the gym every day. Same fitness, same age. We went to grade school, elementary school together. She was my first girlfriend. She ended up in ICU on a ventilator. She died a horrible death with MRSA and COVID and everything else. And here's her obituary. Well, I can take it out for you guys. This is me and her. Now, she didn't believe in the vaccines. She was just as healthy as me. And she's gone from this earth right now. She believed the stuff that Russell Brand's putting out there. And she's gone. Here's her. That's her. That's her obituary. Here's me, my vaccination. Yeah, so that's kind of my proof here that Russell Brand is an idiot, and the stuff he's saying is dangerous. It's dangerous to people like my girlfriend that believed his nonsense and are now dead. So yeah, I don't blame YouTube for taking, and you admit the stuff you put out was bull. Stop your whining, Russell Brand. You are a piece of work. Go to Rumble. I don't want to see you on YouTube anymore. Have a good Wednesday.